It's 16 years now since Princess Diana was tragically killed in the infamous car crash in Paris. There's absolutely no doubt at all. Her legacy lives on around the world. And this week, there's a chance for people in Worcestershire to take things a step further. They're being offered the opportunity to hear what the princess is saying from beyond the grave. The medium and psychic Anne Stewart claims she's in regular dialogue with Diana, who's asked her to help heal the world. This was Diana talking through Anne at the end of 2011.
If you just give me a couple of seconds while I make my connections, and we'll see what Diana has to say to you tonight. Welcome. I come with love, as always, because that is all there is. I have watched tonight, and I have watched how dark energies can take your energy. And I have asked and asked for you to just shine light into your own hearts and into the world. Energies are changing very, very fast. We are approaching, in the next few months or so, into 2012, and there will be beautiful energy shifts. And you will all notice this. And as I have watched tonight, the message is clear. Clear your body. Clear yourself of fear. Because fear just holds all your emotions and clouds your mind.
That's Princess Diana talking through Anne. And Anne is with me in the studio now. Good morning.
Good morning, Elliott.
I have to ask you, how did all this start? How did Princess Diana end up speaking through you, Anne?
Well, in a particular week in July of 2011, I had a couple of dreams about Diana, and I thought, well, this is a little bit odd. I couldn't understand why I'd had the dreams, because in her life I really wasn't a follower of Diana. I knew very little about her. So I mentioned it to my husband, and, that it's just a dream. But about a week to 10 days later, I was woken from a deep sleep by a touch on my shoulder. When I woke up, I saw this beautiful figure. The love that came from this being was overwhelming. We had a brief conversation. I sort of was so stunned, I asked something like, what do you want? And the reply came from Diana, I want you to help me. I want to help to work through the heart, to help to heal people, and to help to heal the world. She came through again 2 or 3 more times, and I never even told my husband, because the power of that love was so beautiful, so overwhelming. But in the end, I just said to Jack one night, I have to tell you that what has happened. And I remember we were just about to sit down to have our evening meal, and I told him, and then Diana started to come through.
What did he say?
He just said, well, okay, what's going on? I said, well, this is what's
He just
happening.
said, hang on, if my partner turned around to me and said, I've been visited by a donor and she wants me to help her heal the world, I don't think I'd say, okay.
Well, I can't remember at the time, because
Did he not say, are you mad? Is that what he said?
Well, probably. But as I was telling him, I said, I need to get a tape recorder, the dictaphone. So we grabbed the dictaphone and I began to tell him, and the message came through that, again, I want to work with you, I want to work with love. My death was as it was to be. It was the only way that we could open hearts that had never been opened in any other way.
Why you, though, Anne? Because with the greatest of respect, you're not a massively high-profile psychic, are you?
Not at all.
But it would seem, being completely cynical about it for a moment, if you want to have a good way of getting your profile raised very quickly, pick a dead celebrity. And you can't get much bigger a dead celebrity than Princess Diana. And you know what? It's worked, isn't it? Because you're here on the radio talking to us, and we're essentially plugging your show. So,
okay.
Is that not the real truth behind it?
No, it's not. I asked myself, why me? I don't know anything about her. I'm just an ordinary person. I'm not a young person. I'm just an ordinary person going about doing my work quietly. In one of the challenges, she came through, and Jack asked, why did she choose Anne? And she said, I chose her because I trust her, and I know that people will trust her. And so we go around and we talk to people, and people do have a feeling that when they meet me, of trust.
Yeah, well, you seem like a very nice lady, but that doesn't mean that Diana's going to choose you. There are lots of very nice ladies, aren't there, all over?
There are indeed. But let me tell you, once I had taken on board to do this work, after a few weeks it became very obvious to me that this was a huge project, and quite honestly I became overwhelmed with it.
But how do you know it's her? Here's the other thing as well, right? How do you actually know it's her?
Because
you can't see her, can you?
I can't see her.
So how do you know it's Diana?
Well, I have feelings, but what Diana said to me, that within, that she would prove to me, and within about 3 weeks, I was invited to go up to the Sanctuary of Healing at Blackburn. I'd always wanted to go there, but never got there, didn't know anything about it other than I knew it was a nice place. I'd heard it was a nice place to be. And so I went to meet the owner. He wanted to meet me. Didn't know about Diana. It was to do with our other healing stuff that we do. And there's 4 of us sat down there. There was Tony, another guy, Jack and myself. And as we're chatting, I feel the presence of Diana with me. And Tony turned to me and said, "I can see Princess Diana by the side of you." And that was nice for me, because that was the first proof I'd had. But what kept happening was we go around the country teaching healing, a thing called the Healing Codes. And it started that, and we don't mention the Diana on the Healing Code workshop, and it started that people would say to me, "I've just seen Princess Diana by the side of you," or I've looked at you and for a minute you were different. I saw Diana briefly, secondly, over you. And this continued. So to me, she was giving me the proof that she'd promised she would give me, because I didn't jump into this easily, and it caused me quite a lot of concern, because my aim was, if I'm taking this on, then I've got to be 100% sure. And how can I be 100% sure?
But you can't be 100% sure,
absolutely.
can you?
But
I mean, you could be. I mean, and again, I mean this with the greatest respect. You could be completely deluded and imagining all this. So I mean, a lot of people thinking, listening now, are going to be thinking you're barking mad.
Well, I've been into
respect.
spiritual healing and spirit world for nearly 30 years, so I'm used to people saying that. I can only know what I feel in my heart, what I'm given, and how the people have seen her, how they felt her, and how they felt the benefits when they've connected to what we call the Diana love energy.
So, well, that's all a bit vague, isn't it? The Diana love energy. Has she not? I mean, as a mom, who Diana, of course, was,
yes,
and she was taken away
from
very young from her boys when
yes,
they were very young and they needed a mother. Would one of the first questions that if she managed to make contact with someone, i.e. you, let's assume that you are in fact properly in contact with her, if she was contacting you, surely the first thing she would say is, "Anne, can you do me a favour? Can you get a message to my boys, please? And let them know I'm okay. And, I'm looking at them, I'm watching them, they look like they've
yes,
turned into fine young men." Has she said that to you?
Diana is with the boys many, many times. She was there at the wedding in her own spiritual way. She loves the boys. Yes, she does talk about the boys. What she came to me to say was she's here to help the world now from the other side. She talks very little about her private life. She said other books have been written about her private life, and that was fine while she was here on Earth. But now her time is in spirit world.
But if she wanted... I'll tell you, okay, let's take on what you're saying as being true, okay, that she wants to heal the world and she wants to give this positive love energy out, and you're the conduit through which she will flow.
Well, she does.
Okay, well, listen, she can help everybody believe you by giving you maybe a piece of information that you could take to the boys or someone in the royal family who knew her intimately to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt. But has she done that?
She has given me information, yes. And I've kept that quite close to myself at the moment, because it has been quite a big step for me, this.
What's she told you then?
She told me about the baby. I knew when the baby was coming, and I had an interview with a lady called Jane for magazine More to Life, and I can't remember when actually...
What did she say about her death?
Her death?
Because there's been lots of conspiracy around that. She could clear it up, couldn't she, from beyond the grave?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, she could. and it will be cleared up. Because
So what she said to you then?
She said to me that it was not an accident.
Okay.
And that people will come forward in the future because they will not be able to live with the way they are feeling. And it will become too much and people will come out and tell the truth.
Listen, I've got more questions to ask you. I've got about a million questions to ask you. Let's throw it out to people listening as well. Lots of people listening to this. If you have any questions... Are you OK to take some questions?
Yes, of course.
If you have any questions to put to Anne... 0845 300 8181. Give us a call, or you can text 81333. It's Thursday, isn't it? You're in Malvern.
It is indeed,
Thursday.
yes.
OK. She's going to be performing in Malvern, doing the channeling of Diana. But if you have any questions you'd like to ask now, not readings as such, just general questions. 0845 300 8181, and we'll see if we can get some calls on. But we'll talk some more to Anne in just a moment.
Sunday mornings on BBC, Hereford and Worcester.
Have you ever performed in the circus? What sort of a question's that? No, but I'm very keen on plate spinning.
Join Malcolm Boyden from 9.
Are you all right, Linda?
I'm stressed.
Come here a minute, let me give you a cuddle. Here.
Oh, that's better, thank you.
Malcolm Boyden.
I got my chance to put my inventions to Theo Paphitis, the great entrepreneur. What about raincoats for fish?
I wouldn't hold my breath if I was you. Keep taking your tablets.
Oh, dear.
Malcolm Boyden. Malcolm Boyden.
I figured there's nothing more ridiculous than building a huge motorised banana.
And is it easy to drive?
It's just like driving a normal car. You'd never know you were in a huge piece of fruit.
Malcolm Boyden. Back this Sunday on BBC, Hereford and Worcester.
They creep right under my skin.
That's our Lisa, like that, Sticks and Stones, BBC Hereford and Worcester on Monday morning. With me in the studio, medium and psychic Anne Stewart, and she's performing in Malvern on Thursday. I don't know if performing is the right word, but you understand what I mean.
I understand.
Having a
It's
do.
a talk and an evening.
Explain what happened, because you're in contact with Princess Diana, the late Princess Diana, if people have just turned on. Well, you claim to be. And what happens on Thursday when people come along? What happens?
Well, we'll talk about a lot more in depth about how Diana came to me, what was some information she gave to me. We'll have a meditation, which again came from via Diana, some prayer, although it's spiritual, it's not religious, but some prayer, and it's just a well-being, and it's helping people to tap into a higher love energy.
And how much will this cost people?
That's £15.
£15?
Yeah.
And how many people do you think will come to this?
We never know. Whoever is ready. Sometimes I've had so many people booked, and then more people have come along. So whoever is ready to be there will be there.
And what do they get for £15? Do you tell them their future? Do you tell them what's going to happen? Do they get messages from beyond the grave? Does Diana speak to them? What do they get?
Yes, I will be channeling for, depending on how many, obviously. I can't do it for everyone, but there will be certain channelings, and if people want to ask me questions, we will get the answers for them.
And Diana will give you that, despite the fact
Yes.
Diana won't have known any of these people.
Exactly.
So what she really... It's always lovely to meet a celebrity, of course it is, even in the spirit world, but what are they going to get from it? Do you know what I mean? Because Diana... I could understand if your mum had passed on, you might want to know she's okay, but really, what's in it to have a connection to Princess Diana?
Well, it's funny you should say about my mum passing on, because it was through the sudden death of my mother that I began on this path. That's what set me on this path until then, and that's 30 years ago. But what happens with Diana is, at the moment, the world is mainly in fear. People are very fearful. Sometimes they don't even know what they're fearful of. The energy is negative, and what the love and the vibration of Diana does is to bring this energy up, to help to take the fear away, and to help them to understand what's going on a little bit more, that there's really nothing major to fear about.
Well, that's nice and reassuring, isn't it? But it's based on nothing other than what Diana says to you. But equally, Diana was in her life, she did lots of charitable work. She did lots of work with the poor, lots of work with the ill, with the suffering, and she did it for free. I mean, okay, she led quite a privileged life, but how do you think she would feel with you making £15 a pop from each person?
We're not making £15.
What happens to the money?
We have to stay overnight, we have to travel, and we have to pay for the venue.
So you're doing this for fun?
So we're doing it. We do a lot of work free, actually. We're doing another different sort of healing work on this coming Wednesday. We're not charging for that. It's not a Diana workshop. It's something else. We do a lot of work free, but we have to make a living, and this is how we make our living, through healing and through teaching.
But you're a general medium as well, aren't you? You're not just channeling Diana.
No, I am, yes.
So you understand... I'll mention the expression cold reading, which has come up a few times.
Yes.
I mean, you understand how that works, don't you? I mean, that's what mediums do, isn't it? You make assumptions and generalisations, and people pick up on it.
Yeah, but my main aim is a healer, and not as a medium. Although I can do the medium work, my work mainly is healing. And so when Diana came through, that was very, very different for me. Very, very different to a normal reading sort of thing, because it made me quite ill for a while. How big this was, and how it was a responsibility.
Well, and you clearly believe it. We're going to have to let you go because we need to move on. But
yes,
just very quickly. You've brought a letter which you say proves it.
Well, I can't...
Or helps prove it.
Helps prove it, yes. 2 years before I had the meeting with Diana, I was on a spiritual workshop. I was actually a participant in it. And a lady came to me who I never saw since, and gave me this. I thought it was beautiful. It didn't mean anything to me at the time. As time goes on, it did, because Diana always comes in with this word. I come to you with love, and only love. It is what we are. It is all there is and ever will be. Embrace this thought and embrace it now. It is all you will ever need to know. Trust in us as we trust in you. We are with you always, one and the same. You are never alone, and in your sorrow we will sit with you. The path is golden and straight. Simply carry yourself forward, and when you are tired, we will carry you. And until we meet again, my friend, until we meet again, shalom.
And that was given to you,
That was
it?
given to me. I was sat there reading a book. It was lunchtime. Lady came to me and said, I have to give you this. It's been channelled for you. I didn't know her. I put it in my bag where it stayed. I took it out occasionally because I thought it was so lovely. But then when Diana started coming through, she would come. I come to you with love. And to me, I just knew that that was the first...
That was her first contact.
First contact with me. And that was 2 years before she actually did come and say hello to me.
Well, listen, it's nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Thursday, you're in Malvern. Where are you in Malvern?
We're at the Grove, which is it's a house in the Avenue in Grove, and we're there from 7 till 9.
Okay, and you've got a website, haven't you, as well?
We have. It's Diana. The website is www.
Diana Healing, is it?
Healing, yeah.
All one word. DianaHealing.com or .co.uk. See, she can channel Diana, but she doesn't know her own website address. Ask Diana, she'll tell you.
Yeah, www.dianahealings.co.
Okay, there we are. Nice to meet you, and thank you for coming in and talking to us. There we are. That's Anne Stewart, and she will be in Malvern on Thursday.